So my name is Sarah. I am in my fourth year. I went to Bishop Morocco in the West End of Toronto. So I had previously looked at other environmental programs, but I found that most of them focus solely on science. And while that is very important, I think the social aspects of the environment are equally as important. So I was very attracted to EUC because of the interdisciplinary programs that study both the physical and the social aspects of the environment. So I had always been very invested in environmental issues. I think in my grade 12 year especially, I started learning more about climate change and intersectional feminism on my own time through various social movements that were going on. So when I found EUC, it was kind of like a no-brainer. Like, why wouldn't I want to study the things that I am most passionate about? So I made the transition for myself a lot harder than it needed to be. I think I had really internalized this idea that I needed to do it all on my own. I think especially going from high school to university, we're often taught that there's not going to be any support for us. Our professors don't care. You're all on your own. And that's really so far from the truth. There are so many supports available to us as students, peer supports, the Writing Center, student counseling and development. There's just countless resources available to you as a student to support you throughout your university career. If I could give any advice to first year students, I would say make use of the resources that are available to you. If you need help with citations, if you are unsure of how to take notes in class, if you've never written a lab report, whatever it may be, there are resources there to help you. And I think if I've learned anything so far, it's that university is a community and we are here to support each other and get support when we need it. I think it really varies. I've had jobs working anywhere from 10 to 20 plus hours a week throughout my time in university. And I think if you plan your time well, it's definitely manageable. I think when we're in person, we have the advantage of commuting, where that commute is an hour-long bus ride or just a 5-minute walk. We have to physically get ourselves to university. And I think having that separation makes it a lot easier. In an online setting, you have to kind of create that separation for yourself. So maybe like having a morning routine or going for a walk before class to sort of mimic a commute. I think if you can draw a distinction between work, school, and relaxation, it becomes so much easier to balance everything. So this past year, I got involved in 2 peer support services. So I became a peer mentor for the faculty of EUC and a peer academic leader at Founders College, which EUC is affiliated with. And it was just really nice to be able to provide the support to first year students that I needed and didn't seek out when I was in my first year. It also helped me to develop leadership skills, relationships and connections with faculty and staff, and to simply learn more about the university and the resources that are available to me and other students. York's campus really feels like a community. Basically, everyone is there because they either are studying there or they work there. And I think that's very unique for universities within Toronto. So even though there's tens of thousands of students studying there, and that's not including staff, it really does feel like a community. My favorite spot on campus to both study and hang out with friends is definitely the lounge in the Health, Nursing, and Environmental Studies building. It's generally pretty quiet, but I would usually bring my headphones to play some low music if I needed to tune out conversation. But it's also a perfect space to work on group projects, and I definitely did that a lot in my past few years, and a great space to catch up with friends. In my second year, I took a NATS course called Atmospheric Pollution, and I really loved it. I felt like it really complemented some of the other courses I was taking in my major. It also involved a little bit of chemistry, which I really enjoyed, and it helped give me a better understanding of climate change, greenhouse gases, the various contributors to atmospheric pollution, as well as more sustainable green energy alternatives. It was definitely a bit of a shock at the beginning when we first went online. I had never taken any courses online and had previously done most of my studying on campus, so there was definitely a bit of an adjustment period. I would say now, though, I definitely have more of a handle on it. I think one of the most important things is just drawing a distinction between work, school, and free time. I would say 1, stay organized with either a paper or digital planner. Write down all of your due dates, to stay on top of your deadlines and plan out your weeks, and to create a sort of routine or designated workspace for yourself, whether that's going out for a walk before class or maybe working outside of your bedroom if you have that option. I think regardless of whether we're in person or online, organization is incredibly important. So try to get a handle on that in the beginning of the semester to set yourself up for success. My favorite part of EUC is definitely the close-knit community. We are a collection of several very small programs, and so you really get to know your peers, various staff, and faculty. I think going into university, I kind of expected these massive lecture halls where you never sit next to the same person twice. And while I've definitely had that experience in electives outside of faculty, EUC has been the complete opposite. So that's definitely my favorite part. My BS degree has definitely given me a holistic understanding of the environment by looking at both the physical and social aspects. I think we look at so many different types of perspectives and get hands-on experience that I think really prepares us for various work opportunities. And I think the knowledge we are gaining will only be more useful as time goes on and countless industries begin to turn to us for solutions to the current practices that are harming both the environment and people. So I don't have a specific job title in mind, but I know I would like to work broadly in conservation or ecosystem restoration or environmental management.